everyone, this is Roberta, and today I am with María Scheibengraf, Operations Manager at Quizzo Translation Services and English to Spanish SEO Translation Specialist and Content Writer. So thanks for joining us today, María.
Hi, thanks for having me, Roberta. It's my pleasure.
Are you ready for the interview?
Yeah, ask away.
Let's get started. So one of my favorite posts of yours describes your experience moving to the UK 7 years ago. If there's anyone who doesn't currently follow you on LinkedIn, which I suggest, would you be so kind to summarize it in your own words?
Yeah, sure. So I moved to the UK in November 2014. I was 22 years old, and I had completed 4 out of 5 years of my uni course here in Argentina to become a translator. But I needed a break, and I needed to confirm that translation was in fact my passion, and that is what I wanted to do. So I decided to travel abroad for a year. But it ended up being more than that. But I moved to the UK, got a job as a waitress at a hotel in Chipping Norton. I was exploited there. We were made to work like 60 hours a week. It was very tough, physically and mentally. I was pretty depressed. I was like eating my way out of depression. I put on like 20 kilos. My health was very bad. It was that time. 4 months of that, and I decided I had enough, and I moved to London with just my suitcase and about, I think it was £600 in my account, which is same as nothing for London. But I managed to get a room through the friend of a friend who didn't charge me any deposit for it. It's just in Chiswick as well, which is a lovely area of London. But they only had it available for a month. So I stayed there for a month trying to find a job. All the jobs I could find were in restaurants and bars, and I was so tired of that and pretty traumatized. So I kept looking and looking, and when I wanted to realize it, my time had come up for that room, that they needed it back. I had barely no money left. I remember having £14 in my account, no job, and I got offered a job to cover for a receptionist a few times, and that kind of gave me some extra money to keep going. And then I got offered the job as a permanent position, but I had nowhere to live or anything to live on until my first payslip. So I was about to turn it down, and I was about to just get a flight back to Argentina on a credit card, finance it some way, and get back. And the manager there said, "No, don't go back. I'm an immigrant as well, and someone helped me when I first came. So you can stay at mine for as long as you need. I'll cover your transport and your food and your living needs for as long as you need." So I crashed there for about 6 weeks until I got back on my feet. I am forever grateful to Rico, who's the name of this man who helped me out. We became close friends. And then from there, that was in Richmond in London. The whole building was closing down because they were moving to a different city, and I was about to be left out of a job again. But then I had befriended some people at the building, and one of them got me an interview for the Times and the Sunday Times, for their contact center to work in the sales department there. I got the job, and I worked there for few months, first on the phones and on the chat, and then as a manager for the team. I did marketing, sales. I didn't actually do marketing. I just learned a lot about marketing by working in sales there. We sold memberships. That's when I started thinking, oh, I like this, and ended up becoming my specialization later on. I met my current husband there. What else? And then, yeah, after a year and a half in London, I confirmed that I wanted to be a translator, to work as a translator. So I went back to Argentina, finished my uni course, stayed there for a bit, and moved back to London again with my then boyfriend, now husband. I had a kid in 2020, and well, Crisol Translation Services was born at the end of 2016, so it's going to be 6 years soon. And then since then, I'm now back in Argentina for a few months with my toddler, my husband. We're here so that my kid learns some Spanish and spends time with his family here. And I work from anywhere in the world just with an internet connection. So yeah, that's more or less the story of my life.
Yeah, oh, what a story, if I can say. And so you said that you learned so much about marketing during your experience at the Times, but when did you become interested in SEO translation and content writing?
Well, when I came back to Argentina to finish the last year of my uni course, I got a job at a consultancy agency, a public policy consultancy agency, and I had worked there before, but this time when I came back, they placed me in the digital department, sort of thing. So we ran the social media accounts for several politicians across the country. When I went in, I remember telling my then bosses, I know nothing about this. What are you doing? Why are you putting me here? Like this is not going to be good for you. And they were like, don't worry, we know you learn fast. We will put you to work with experts. We're going to train you up. And so I got trained in digital marketing, in social media marketing, and around that time we were building Crisol's website. So I've got a programming degree from my high school. I won't say that I can code because I can't, but I understand about coding and I can build a basic website. And I have taken a few WordPress courses. Since then, I have become a lot more experienced in that. But at the time, I had a few courses under my sleeve, some knowledge of programming and coding. So I put up Crisol's website, and we were interested in making it rank as high as possible because we had no budget, and SEO is sort of free. It's organic traffic that you can drive to your site. So we started learning tips and tricks to make your website rank higher, and that combined with what I was learning about digital marketing and social media marketing and all that through my work, I started learning about SEO. And when we started seeing results for Crisol and it was actually climbing up the rankings, we were like, oh wow, this does work. And I started taking more courses and more courses and more courses, and then the clients started coming with SEO projects, and I said, yeah, let me have a go at it, and I did great. And then I helped train my colleagues, and we started working as a team on SEO projects for agency and direct clients. And before you know it, 6 years down the road, we are specialized in it.
Great. And so there's the 6 of you, because you are 5 or 6 in Crisol translation agency, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so we're 4 co-founders and we have 2 project managers. So the core team is 4, and then the project managers support with admin tasks and everything else that we don't really have time to do. One thing that I do want to point out is that we are not a translation agency. We were born as the antithesis of a translation agency. We wanted
the anti.
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to our identity is based on what a translation agency is and what we are not, basically. So we mark ourselves as a hybrid company that's part freelancer, part agency, with the best of both worlds.
Okay, so back to SEO. Why do you think every translator should learn more about SEO and also SEA?
Well, it's in very, very high demand globally. First of all, because of what I said, SEO is free and marketers know it, and marketers at global companies know it. So a lot of effort goes into crafting very comprehensive SEO strategies, and as part of that, SEO localization, SEO translation comes into the mix. I mean, if you're operating in other countries, and it's a very good field to work in if you want to make good money, because there is good money in that industry. It's also really fun. At least I love it. It lets you experiment, and I think it's one of the few fields within the translation industry where your work can get quantitatively measured. Because when it comes to language and translation, it's also subjective, and you've got some guidelines here and there. You've got some associations telling you what's correct and what isn't correct. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of subjectivity to it. However, with SEO, you either rank or you don't rank. So it's a good and fun way to get feedback, measurable feedback on what you're doing, and I find that really fun. But that's my personal take on it. And it combines a lot more than just language. So it's got it touches on so many different areas. It touches on technology, it touches on coding, it touches on design, it touches on user experience. So when you're training SEO translation, you start learning about all these other things that help SEO work, and those are skills that you can then transfer onto other areas of your profession.
Mm-hmm. So you will be part of our next expert course on SEO localization and content writing. So are you excited, and what will you be focusing on?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm actually a bit scared because they put me at the beginning of the because it's 2 weeks, so it's 10 days, 10 working days, 2 hours a day. I'm in charge of the first 3, and then I come back in on the 10th. And yeah, I'm the one who opens up, so it's daunting, because I usually like to have someone present before me, so I can know more or less where the bar is, and how to adapt myself to that. But now it's my responsibility to set that. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. I'm going to cover the basics first, because the idea of this course is that anyone can join and anyone can leave being an expert in SEO. So I'm going to start with the basics, and I'm going to gradually build up the knowledge. It will get technical at times, but I always make sure that I convey the technical information as clearly as possible. I already have a book out on SEO translation, and one of the most usual pieces of feedback that I get is that I'm able to put the techie stuff to convey it simply. So I plan to do the same thing, and then I will just pass on the floor to, I can't remember if it's David or Alfonso who comes after me, but one of them will take over and build on that. And then I'm back on the 10th day with the other 2 to wrap up the whole course.
Great. So I'm really looking forward to it. And thank you for being with us today. And I'm so glad. Nice. And I, see you next time.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. And well, everyone, if you're thinking of starting your training in SEO translation, this is a great opportunity. It's very affordable for the amount of value that you're going to get out of it. You're going to make your money back in one project. So I encourage you to go and do it and join us in September.